Welcome to Under the Sheets with Tatiana Ashbourne and friends, brought to you by Dirty Talk. I'm Tatiana Ashbourne, and this is my friend. This is Sonny, everybody! Welcome to Under the Sheets with me, Tatiana Ashbourne, and all my friends. Laugh about it.
Give it to me, baby.
Learn about it. Love it or hate it. Let's do it. Under the Sheets with Tatiana Ashbourne and friends. Coming up in this episode.
Yeah, I heard girls fake orgasms, and I think if a girl faked an orgasm for me, and she told me, I'd be quite offended.
Stay tuned for more. Wow, you have brought a crowd with you today.
These are all the moist ballers. Shout out to the moist. Love them.
Very cool. Why have you decided to bring your friends?
Because, support, company.
Yeah.
They're like the best friends I could ask for, so I've got to have them.
That's really sweet.
I've got to have them here,
Do you tell them everything? Or is there some stuff you're going to say today that might shock them?
Yeah, I reckon I'll probably shock them, yeah.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. We're going to go straight in there.
Go on.
Okay. If you were 3 inches into your mum and your dad was 3 inches into you, would you move forwards or backwards?
Backwards. I do not want to, do it by myself. I do not want to be in control of fucking my mum.
Okay.
I'd rather go back and say, oops, my dad bummed me, you know what I mean?
I get that. Word of phrasing. My dad bummed me.
I mean,
Great.
That's what it is though, right?
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Would you be interested in trying it generally?
What, incest?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh God, going straight in there. Would you rather have forks for fingers or balls under your chin?
Well, I don't know. My balls are quite a large size, so
Okay.
I think if I had them on my chin, it would probably, it'd be quite obvious. Forks for fingers.
Yeah.
That'd be quite helpful actually, wouldn't it? Pick up my chicken nuggets.
But it would be quite irritating though, wouldn't it? To go around
Yeah.
everywhere forking people.
Yeah, to be fair,
it's quite
I'd
funny.
be like, you're right, mate, and then he probably gets cut from the forks.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Okay. Are your testicles an unusually large size? Is that what
They
you're
are,
getting
yeah,
at?
the doctors told me they were, because I went to the doctors for an ultrasound because I thought I had testicle cancer, right?
Right, okay.
And then I went there to get an ultrasound in East Grinstead, and he would put some cold stuff on my balls to scan it, and I was pooing myself. I was like, oh no, please don't say I have cancer. And next thing you know, he said, you have no cancer, your balls are just adult size already, and this was at 15. I'm like, okay, sweet then. And then that was it. The boys have seen my balls, in as a friend way.
Yeah.
And I think they agree that it's quite an unusual size.
Okay, very interesting. We'll get more into that later. Would you rather get slapped in the face every time you thought about sex or sneeze continuously whilst having sex?
Slaps, because if I'm sneezing every time I have sex, I can't really enjoy it. But
Yeah, but then how often do you think you'd think about sex?
I'll try not to think about it. I'll think about something else.
No, but generally, how often? Do you talk about sex a lot?
Yeah,
Or think about it?
I talk about it a lot, but I do think about it quite a lot actually. Yeah, I probably would get slapped quite a lot of times. I probably would.
When did you first start thinking about sex?
Ooh. Well, my friend introduced me to wanking
Okay.
when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I thought about sex. It was kind of a weird story. I was on the bunk bed.
Yeah.
It was just a family friend. He was sitting there playing Xbox.
Yeah.
And he told me about it. So I started doing it. And when I finished, he said, it's nice, isn't it? And I said, yeah, it's good.
So he knew what you were doing?
Yeah, he knew I was up on the bed doing it. And,
Right.
And I finished, I'm like, oh, that was so good, because it's my first time, right?
Yeah.
Not in a weird way, but he was like, it was good, wasn't it? I'm like, yeah. Now I think about it, it's really weird that I did that whilst my friend was playing Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably always weird, but yeah, I reckon about 14, 15 I thought about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when did you realise what a penis was?
When I looked down at my willy and went for a wee.
Yeah.
Which was probably...
Very young.
Yeah, probably really young,
Yeah.
but do you mean when did I know that
Like,
it's
when did you realise that you probably could do stuff with it?
like,
Was it at the same time that you did take your first wank?
yeah, I
I
reckon.
don't know if that's the right phrase of the word. But
Yeah, it is. I reckon it was probably that time, because that's when I realised that it brings me a pleasure.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably when.
Mm-hmm. Did you have an open conversation with your family about sex and relationships?
Well, no, until about a year ago.
Okay.
I came home drunk from somewhere, and I was being really open with whatever I was saying.
Yeah.
And I told my mum what my body count was, and she was shocked. And then in the morning,
Yeah.
I woke up thinking, I've told my mum all the stuff I did. Like, she was so, like, I don't know if she was, like, disappointed in me, because she knows that, like, you know, teenagers, they do stuff like that. But I told her, and I remember in the morning that I told her that the girls I had sex with, how it was and everything.
Yeah.
And it was so stupid. But
Do you still feel pretty bad about it? Or
no, because when I went to a festival recently, she told me to take condoms, so I feel like
You've
we
got to that level now.
we know that I have sex, and
Yeah.
my mum knows. But my dad, he's like a very strong Christian, and he believes sex before marriage
Okay.
is not right. So my mum never tells him, but if I did tell my dad, actually no, Dad, don't watch this. If my dad watches this, I'm screwed.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't do it, Dad, I was joking. But if my dad found out, he would probably, I mean, my dad loves me, he's a lovely guy, but he probably wouldn't be too happy with my choices that I, you know, had sex with girls before I've got married to them.
Yeah.
He doesn't really like me kissing girls.
And did you ever think of being a strict Christian in the way that you were going to wait for marriage? Or did you always know that you'd have it before?
Well, I sort of have faith in me, but I've had that, and I've still had sex with other girls and stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, God, it says in the Bible that he can forgive you 7 times, 77 times, he'll always forgive you, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't do it thinking, oh yeah, God will forgive me, so I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I know I've like done bad decisions, like, you know, in my dad's eyes, of sex before marriage, but I could ask for forgiveness. But I enjoy it. I enjoy sex, so so it's quite hard to resist against it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And do you have siblings?
I have a brother, yeah.
And what's your relationship like with them when it comes to sex?
We don't tell each other about anything. No,
Yeah.
because he'd probably just think it's a bit weird.
Is he older or younger?
He's 22, so he's older.
Okay. And would you look up to him in life?
Yeah, I
or-
do. I actually do look up to him because, yeah, he's got a nice job. He has a good life ahead of him. He's got a nice girlfriend as well, so I do look up to him a little bit, yeah.
Oh, nice. And can you tell me about your body count? Is it a lot? Can I ask what it is? Or do you not want to say?
It's 15.
Okay.
I can't say all the girls that I had sex with
That's
was
alright.
the best.
Okay.
Some of the girls I was making a silly decision by having sex with them, but
Okay.
we've all cleared it up now.
Do you think 15's a lot, or do you think it's not?
Well, compared to my friends, it's a bit higher than what theirs is. I mean, I've got one friend that's around the same.
Yeah.
But to some people I know, theirs is like 40, 50 and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it sort of seems to be lower than what that is. But
Yeah.
it depends who you compare it against to.
Do you think you can get sex easy?
I don't really think like that, because I don't just think, oh yeah, I'm gonna have sex with this person. I sort of get close to them,
Yeah.
and it just happens. Like sex just happens like that. So
Yeah. What's your best pickup line?
I saw this on your TikTok.
Yeah.
It was like, why you follow me home?
Yeah.
And it was like, because I always chase my dreams or something. Yeah. I haven't really got a pickup line. I just say stuff that makes no sense, and the girls find it funny.
Okay.
Like, I would say, what colour are your jeans? Red. Okay. I like chicken nuggets. You know, like anything random. It makes no sense. It gets them thinking.
Okay.
And whilst they're thinking about it, they think this guy's different. You know.
Yeah.
So it's sort of. I don't have a pickup line. I just say anything random. And do you know it's H or RD or something? You know when he says, I don't give girls flowers, I give you good wood though.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
it's part of his
yeah,
lyrics.
yeah, I've heard that.
So I had a flower, and I was meeting her, my friend, and I had a flower, and I said, I don't give girls flowers, I give you good wood.
Yeah.
But the next day I ended up having sex with her, right? But I don't think it was because of that pickup line.
Yeah.
But it was just so cringe that it was funny.
Yeah.
So it's all like that.
Do you feel a sense of achievement when you have sex?
The first time, yeah. But because it was like I've lost my virginity,
Yeah.
so...
And do you go back, now when you've had sex, do you go home and you tell your friends? Or do you keep it to yourself?
I do tell my friends, but I'll be like, yeah, I had sex with this girl, but it won't be like, oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah.
It won't be a big deal.
Yeah. And can you tell me about your first time?
Yeah, I can actually. So we were at a Halloween party.
Yeah.
And this girl was sitting on the couch and me and her were like, kissing and stuff, and she said, she asked what my body count was, and I said it was 0.
Yeah.
And she said mine's 5, and she's like, do you want to make it 6? Next thing you know, we both go upstairs. I found it quite hard to get it in at the first because I was quite drunk.
Yeah.
So I got it in, and then someone walks in and says, your taxi's outside. So she got off me, she went down, and then apparently there was cum over the sheets.
Right.
And it wasn't from me because someone else was in there before us.
Oh!
And she started getting told off by the mum, saying, oh, why is there jizz all over your skirt and everything?
Yeah.
And the mum loved me. She was like, oh, yeah, it's fine, you can stay here. Even though I was the one that had sex with her. But it wasn't my cum, so I don't really know what happened. But it wasn't the best sex I had because it was, quick.
Were you nervous to have sex?
Yeah, because I was a bit uneducated, so I didn't really know what I was doing.
So were you saying, was school education pretty bad? Or how old were you when you first had sex?
That was then, so it's probably about 15.
Okay.
But, or maybe about 15, I reckon. But yeah, the school education, I was like year 6 when I got taught sex education, and
Right, okay.
I didn't really know anything then.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing a man and a woman with their private parts out, and I was just, me and my mates were laughing because we saw it. We were like, oh my gosh, did you see her vagina and whatnot? But it didn't help.
Yeah.
They sort of just told you what it was.
Yeah. No, but yeah. What's a fantasy you've always been curious about? Some girl wanted to be chained up. Okay.
I never did do it because we ended things, but I think.
Did you end things because she wanted to be chained up?
No. It was just because I think I don't know why it was. I just think I sort of got a bit bored.
Okay.
No offense to that girl, but yeah, she's like, would you ever be chain me up and have sex? I'm like, well, would you want that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I haven't got chains. She pulled back her curtain, there's just a bunch of chains. I'm just like, I'm like, okay. And then 20 minutes later, my parents picked me up, so I sort of dodged the bullet.
No way.
But I didn't really want to chain her up because I feel like if her parents walk in, they'll probably think, what on earth is this boy doing? But
oh my God.
I would try it. I just don't know how it'd be.
Yeah. What does turn you on? Do you have a kink? Do you have a fetish?
Do I have a fetish? I don't know really. I quite like it when a girl's sort of talking dirty a little bit.
Yeah.
When they start rubbing you over your clothes, I guess that's what turns me on. But I actually don't really know what turns me on.
What is dirty talk to you?
Just whispering and stuff, when they say I don't know. When they say you've been a bad boy or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure because most of the girls I've been with, we just do it. We don't lead up to it. But some girl the other day was texting me saying how she wants to blindfold me and she wants to touch me up and stuff. And I don't know. Maybe that'd be cool, blindfolded. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And so you said that a few times you've had sex, you have been drunk. Do you notice the difference between drunk sex and sober sex?
Definitely, yeah.
What's better?
Sober, because when I'm drunk, I can't come.
Okay, yeah.
Because my mind's not really with it. I'm not really thinking about what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend, a girl.
Yeah.
We were having sex, and then the morning after, she said that she was riding me for about an hour, and I didn't come or anything. She was just riding me for an hour, and I said, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea. I didn't come, so she was just on top of me. And girls like it when you last longer, but not an hour. She was just on top of me doing everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, sober sex is way better because you sort of have an idea what's going on. You're it depends how drunk you are.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, sober sex is definitely the one.
Okay. And have you had many relationships?
2. 2 girlfriends, yeah.
And have they gone well? Well, I'm guessing the first one didn't go so well, but the second one, well, are you still together?
No, we're not together. We ended like a year ago now. But it was really good, but I heard the 3rd month's the hardest. And I think the 3rd month we started like drifting a little bit, and
Yeah.
I mean I met up with her not too long ago actually.
Yeah.
But we were really close, but then we sort of, well, I sort of lost feelings because it was a bit stressful, because I was always overthinking like if she was going to be with another boy, and I'm like, I don't want the stress.
Yeah.
So I sort of just like pushed it away a little bit. And we're still friends, but I don't think I want a girlfriend right now.
Why do you think you had those feelings with this girl, that you were worried that she was going to be with someone else?
Well, my parents have sort of told me that it's probably because I do the stuff that I'm worried she will do.
Okay.
But I've never cheated on her, but I feel like if I was at a club or something and I was talking to someone, I would probably think, oh yeah, if she kissed me, I'll probably kiss her back. So I'd probably get a bit like worried that she's going to do it because I do it. So, I mean, that's why I don't want to have a girlfriend, because I don't have to be loyal to anyone.
Do you think there's a level of being scared of commitment, which is why you don't want to go any further with a girl?
Yeah.
Or which is why you think when someone wants to kiss you, you're like, okay, I'll kiss you?
Yeah, I just think commitments like you have to commit to them, and it's quite a big thing. But I think when I find the right girl that I know, that I know is the one, then I'll be happy to commit. That's probably why I haven't committed yet, because the girls haven't been the right girl.
Yeah. And do you believe in the one?
Yeah, I do. I think that will be a one, yeah.
And do you want to, is the one meaning that you want to get married, or is it just that you want to be with them for a long time but not get married?
I think married, yeah. I think that's the one, because she is the one, therefore I want to be with her for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But I haven't met the one.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You've got a long way off, I suppose, though, until you need to.
I'm just focusing on going out with my mates,
Yeah.
clubbing and all that stuff. At the moment, I'm not really taking it too seriously.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's the best way to be, though, when you're so young as well. Just if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't
you're
matter.
only this age once, so
yeah,
you enjoy it.
Yeah, no, definitely. What does sex mean to you?
Pleasure.
Is it special, or do you just think, whoever wants me, I'll take?
No. Back to what I was saying, I've never actually had like a kinky sex really. It's been a bit basic.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it was a bit more live up in bed, like that we were doing stuff different to what I'm used to,
Yeah.
I would think, yeah, I like this. This is like, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But sex to me is just a bit, I mean, it's good, but after you come, you sort of just sit there and think, like, now what? Like, you sort of just, it's not really good afterwards, but beforehand, you're like, yeah, I love this. And then afterwards, you sort of just think, oh, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Why do you feel, like, is it a level of guilt that you feel?
I think it's just, you feel good after you come, like, maybe like for a minute or two, you feel like, oh, I feel relaxed. But then you sort of aren't horny, so if you're with a girl that you're only just for sex, then you're sort of just like, what do I do here now? So it's not really guilt, it's more just, you don't really feel in the mood to really speak to them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's different. It's different with different sort of girls.
No, I definitely know what you mean, and that's sometimes why it's nice to have those relationships, or to have sex with someone that you can then lay in bed with the next day and just chill with, rather than being like, oh, I gotta go because my parents are gonna walk in, Yeah. So there's definitely different level. You bought an item from your room that makes your bedroom. Can I take a look?
There you go.
It's your PlayStation.
Xbox.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God. I made that, bold error. How often do you reckon you play Xbox?
Recently, a lot. Me and the boys play a lot of Xbox together. Play a lot of Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
Yeah.
But it just sort of gets the boys together.
Yeah.
And all speak together and talk about random stuff. Back in the days, when Fortnite first came out, we all loved it. It was just so good.
Yeah.
And it's sort of bringing back the memories, so...
Oh, nice. Yeah. And since this is a controller, are you in control in the bedroom, or do you take the submissive role?
I think it's like 50-50 sort of. Like sometimes when the girl's on top, she's in control. But then sometimes when I'm on top of her,
Yeah.
I just take control and they love it, I think.
Yeah.
But it depends on what position we're in.
Yeah. And are you more like... I'm trying to think the way to word it. Like, I was going to say feisty in the bedroom, but that's awful, isn't it? Like, what's it called? Oh, are you more rough or are you more like, are you chilled out?
It depends on the girl, because if I know she likes it rough, then I'll give it to her rough.
Yeah.
But if she's sort of just... if she's sort of just chill, then I will... then I'll sort of be like a bit softer with her.
Yeah.
And make her feel, comfortable. But if they like it rough, then the ball's in my court and I do whatever, which she likes, obviously. Not
Yeah. No, that does, it makes sense. If you could sleep with anyone in the world, who would you sleep with?
I reckon Addison Rae.
Oh, yeah, I feel like a lot of people would say that, to me.
That lady up there,
Margot Robbie. Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of cute, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Probably
I get
would.
that. What would be your fantasy night with them?
Oh.
Like, what would you do? Where would you take them if you could take them on a date?
Well, they'd take me because they're probably minted, so they can take me somewhere.
Yeah.
But I would just think about getting in bed with them and having sex with them because they're so good looking.
Okay, so when you see a girl walking along the street, are you thinking, I want to sleep with you? Or are you thinking, they look quite nice, let's have a conversation?
I mostly think they could be my future girlfriend.
Okay.
Even though, it's a big call, they'll be my future girlfriend, but they don't know it yet. But yeah, sometimes I think that. Sometimes I think I would have sex with them right now.
Yeah.
Because it's so good looking. But my mum told me that I need to remember that they're somebody's daughter. So I need to be respectful.
Yeah.
I need to remember that they're somebody's daughter and she's not just a slag, I need to be respectful.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my way of thinking.
Yeah. And why do you not think like that sometimes? Because you say I need to remember that.
Yeah, because my my dick sometimes takes over my brain.
Okay.
So my dick's sort of thinking, you know what, don't care about all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you train yourself not to think like that?
Remember what my mum said about it's somebody's daughter. Someone's daughter. And I think, no, be respectful.
Mm-hmm. And I always think that your mum, when she was younger, and how you would want your mum to be respected from your dad.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll think about that one next time.
I think it's important to know that, women are great
Not objects,
people and not objects at all. Yeah, definitely not. So how long do you think sex is supposed to last?
Well, girls like it to last longer than boys can sort of, make it last.
Okay.
Because, I don't know how long I can last. It depends. Sometimes, it sounds weird, sometimes when I'm having sex, I sort of think about, a snail or something. Because if I feel like I'm going to come, I think about something gross.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not going to come. And that could give me an extra 5 minutes, something like that maybe.
Yeah.
But the girl, if I come before the girl, I'll just lick her out and finish her off, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel bad. I feel like I've got to be a gentleman, so I'll finish her off.
Yeah.
But I think it should probably last as long as the girl wants it to last, even though a boy might not be able to give it to her. Mm-hmm. Hence why I finish them off by licking them out or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's probably scientifically proven that boys will come faster than girls. Because I heard that girls can come and then right after they're still ready to go. They still are horny.
Yeah,
but the boy, give it about 30 minutes. And
so going back to your point about women as well, you have used the word slag. Now, do you think, what is a slag to you? What does that mean?
Somebody that sleeps with loads of boys and would cheat on their boyfriend regardless. They don't care. They just like sex.
Okay, and is that the same as a slut?
Yeah.
And is it the same as a sket?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the difference between the three? Are they just different ways of using it? Because I don't know.
Yeah, just different terms for the same thing.
And do you think a woman that sleeps with a lot of boys is bad?
Not if she's in a relationship, yeah. But if she's just it depends how many boys she's sleeping with, because obviously she's young. Well, however old she is, she'll probably be around my age.
Yeah.
So she'll want to be doing it and stuff like that. But as they get older, I think if they're doing it still, they're sort of a bit slaggy, because they're just still doing it. And
And can you call a guy a slag?
yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been called a manhole a few times, but that's just because I think they're just taking the mick. But
Yeah.
I'm not like generally a manhole. I've got a heart somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And do you feel the need of calling, like, would you purposely say that girl is a slag, or will you actually, like, consider what, like, I'm not saying that you've done this or whatever, but as in just generally genuine questions, like, do you think that you would outright tell someone, and a boy, whether they are one, or do you think, is it something that you banter with your friends about?
If I was sober,
Yeah.
I would never say it.
Yeah.
But if I'm a bit drunk, maybe I'll be a bit loose with my words, and I'll be like, oh, that you're a bit of a slag.
Right, okay.
Not that I mean it, because...
Yeah. I think the thing that in this world is that unfortunately, like, the words, I love the word slag. I think it's such a good word, right? But I look at it as in such a positive way. Like, I don't use slag in a derogatory term or whatever. I think, women, you want to have sex, you go for it. Like, you do it with as many people, whoever you like, right? And so I think it's if someone is obviously using it in a derogatory way, then it's really difficult. And I feel like the people... I feel like I want to take back the word slag and be like, yeah, I am a slag. Like, I love it, you know. And not that I am, but that's the thing. I have to say, I have to reassure everyone, being like, no, guys, I'm not a slag, you know. And that's the sad thing about this society. And I feel like by you using it, let's say, in a way that you did, even though. Because a slag to you is someone who sleeps around and who cheats on their boyfriend, and obviously for me, a slag probably isn't that. It's probably someone who sleeps around because I've been taught that is what a slag is, basically. But yeah, I definitely think that I try so hard not to think of it in a derogatory way, so then other people don't feel ashamed for being a slag, you know. Or should they even be called a slag, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know, there's so many loopholes. But it's like, I wonder if someone called... I wish there was a good word for men. I don't know if there is a good word if you sleep around.
Manhole.
But yeah, as you say, but it's just not as catchy, is it? It's not as catchy. But would you feel sad that someone thinks that of you, or would you accept it?
I'd accept it. I'd be like, fair enough. They know that I get around in the bedroom. I respect it. If they want to call me that, they can. But it doesn't. Just because someone says I am doesn't mean I am.
Yeah.
You know?
And do you think you can sleep around? Do you think there's a difference between a woman sleeping around and a man sleeping around?
No, not really. I mean, men and women, if you're both sleeping around together, it's sort of like, it's a joint thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like just men sleep around by themselves. Obviously, there's going to be another girl involved, so therefore they both sleep around.
Yeah.
But if the girl knows the intentions is just for a one-night stand, that's fair enough. But if she wants more than that, I probably wouldn't have sex then, because I don't want something that you're not. I don't want to lead them on.
Yeah. No, definitely. I agree with that. Oh, this is interesting. What makes you wet without fail?
My boy's joking there. What makes me wet without fail? I have no idea. I think maybe a bit of foreplay, like pretending you're... I don't know. I don't really know what makes me wet. It sort of just happens. I can't really... When I go home, I'll be like, oh, that what makes me wet.
Yeah,
but I can't
but you can't think of it. No, but I can understand that.
Yeah, if you give me a few months, I'll come back to you and tell you.
What's the biggest ick that you give off, and the biggest ick from someone else that you don't like, if a girl had that?
Sorry to all the girls, but if they smoke fags, I think I don't want a girl with, like, I don't want to hug them and smell fags, like cigarettes.
Okay, do you smoke cigarettes?
No, not really, no. I mean, maybe when I'm out with the boys, I have, like, the odd one, but I don't even like the taste of it. I don't know why I do it.
Yeah.
But obviously it's quite hard to stop the addiction, because I vape, so it's quite hard to stop the addiction of nicotine.
Yeah.
You know? But I think the biggest ick I probably give off is... I don't know, I haven't really asked the girl what the ick is. I don't know what ick I give off. Maybe me chatting to more girls than one, not giving them the whole attention. Maybe that's what they find as an ick. But if I find the one, then my attention will be fully on her, like no one else. But I just haven't found someone, so I'm sort of exploring.
What are you looking for in a girl?
some that I can just like be in bed, cuddle and just talk all day, watch movies, be like just want like every time I meet her.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be with her, and my day gets so much better being with her. But I've had that for a short time, like my ex-girlfriends, but it sort of just died out. So I want someone that I can like always feel like that.
Yeah.
So maybe the one will come and then it'll be like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just living right now.
And do you watch porn?
I do, yes. I mean, depends. If there's girls sending stuff to me, then I won't watch porn. But if no girls are active and they're not like texting me, sending me stuff, then I will watch porn.
Do you send stuff back?
Mainly off my body, not really my dick all the time, but sometimes if I'm feeling it, maybe I will send a little. But they've just got to wait to see it in person. I mean, some of the girls live down like Southampton and stuff like that, so it's not like we're ever going to meet.
Yeah. So do you see your body as something that's sacred and something that's close to you, or do you think, and same to a woman's body, do you think that you should take care of it, or are you a bit like, oh, you know what, naked is being naked?
Well, obviously, now I'm thinking, obviously each body is, got to respect it.
Yeah.
But when I'm horny and in the mood, I go for it like a sheep in a field with, like, woman sheep, They put I don't know what it is, but they put two sheep in a field full of loads of girl sheep and they just get at it.
Yeah.
I feel like that when I'm in the mood, like horny. But obviously each body, you've got to respect it.
Yeah.
But when you're both in the mood, you just think, no, I don't really care, let's just do it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And I probably sound like a proper, slag scat. But I'm sure some people can relate.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm sure so many people relate. Oh my God. Have you ever questioned your sexuality?
No, because my family are Christianity, like they're Christians and stuff, and I have always just grown up to like women, so I've never actually questioned it.
Why did you say because my family are Christian that you...
Because
I like that.
I'm not sure. I think it might be I don't think same-sex marriage in the like religious book, I don't think they sort of promote that.
Okay.
So I sort of just grew up with what my parents were telling me, like, which was from the Bible. So I guess I've just been straight because I just like women, really.
Yeah.
So I haven't really questioned it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. A lot of people don't, I suppose. Perfect. Right, we're going to go to audience questions. If anyone has any questions, this is the daunting part.
Better not have said anything.
This is interesting. When you said you first started wanking, did your friend say anything whilst you were wanking?
No, I think he might have been like...
Was it just afterwards?
I think he was like, oh no, I got killed because he was playing Xbox.
Right,
so
okay.
I was sort of trying to block out what he was saying. And I was just trying to, finish myself off.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think he said anything. I looked over at him sometimes, like making sure he wasn't looking. But I don't think he said anything. I don't really remember.
Trying to block it from your memory.
Yeah, because it was a bit of a weird experience. I hope he doesn't remember it either, because if he does and he's watching this, he'll know exactly. He'll remember it.
Would you ever have a foursome with two other men and one girl?
Two other men? Oh. Well, like a bit of a train. So me, my two boys, and then she's just there, and we just...
Yeah, or maybe would you have one with two men and two girls?
Yeah, I reckon me and my boys can tag team. Like, we're like, come on, mate, you now, then I after.
Okay.
I'll probably do that, because one of my mates actually said if we were going to have a foursome, we would have it with a girl we don't know, or two girls we don't know. Yeah. So I reckon if we did that, we would love it, because... Yeah.
And have you had a threesome before?
I've never had a threesome, no. I know, it's quite bad. I should really have had a threesome by now.
Why do you think you should have had a threesome?
Just because, like, a girl best friend. Like, why doesn't the girl and a girl best friend... I would love to... sometimes I think I just want to have sex with both of them because they're both really good looking.
Right, okay.
I would like to, just because more the merrier, Yeah. So, but I'm not really fussed if I don't have a threesome. I just think it would be good.
And would you do it with two guys and one girl?
If it was one of my mates, yeah. I wouldn't do it with some stranger because that'd be a bit weird. But, yeah, I'd definitely do it with one of my mates.
Yeah. What is your favourite porn?
I quite like I quite like Lana Rhodes. She's quite good. Or like,
Is this a porn star?
yeah, it's a porn star.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
she's quite good. She's got like,
I thought it's like your friend.
yeah, if it's my friend, I would be very happy. But she like has a massive ass, right?
Yeah.
And I'm more of an ass person.
Okay.
So, and she's American. I went to America not long ago.
Yeah.
And the American girls are just they're a bit different like, in a good way. I just feel quite vulnerable when I went there. They were teaching me all their slang terms and everything.
Yeah.
So I just felt like they take control of me, which I did quite like. But she's American. She's cute.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would. I don't know what they call it. Maybe like POV. Maybe I call it POV.
Oh right.
Feel like
yeah.
you're part of it.
Part of it. Yeah.
Stepsister's quite good. I mean, I know they're not actually related, but it's sort of like, oh, they might get caught by the parents, so it's sort of.
Okay.
It's just a bit of like, there's a bit of you got to be careful or else they get caught. And I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean though. Yeah. Would you consider paying or being paid for sex?
Oh yeah, I definitely get paid for sex. Yeah, I mean I wouldn't pay for sex because I could probably like do it for free if I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't spend my money to have sex. Like I wouldn't buy a prostitute or anything because first of all they've probably done it loads of times and I'd rather not. But if someone paid me for sex, I'm like great. Like I enjoy it anyway. So if I'm getting paid for it, it's a bonus.
And so would you do OnlyFans?
If I was running low on money, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking, there's what's it called, Feet Finder or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people make loads of money from that, but I mean, my feet probably aren't that nice. I mean, they're not bad, but I'm sure people on the actual app have better feet than what I do.
Yeah.
But I think it's easier for a girl because boys are a lot more hornier than girls. So I feel like that's what I think.
Yeah.
I feel like a boy would pay, be like, oh yeah, you know what, I'll pay for this because they just love it.
Yeah.
The girls are like, no, it's a bit weird. I don't know. I mean, I haven't got a foot fetish, so I wouldn't pay for it. But
Yeah.
I would sell my feet, yeah.
And also talking about social media, you did TikTok for a while, and you got a pretty good presence on that, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
And how has that affected who you are now? Do you think you do a lot for cameras and for people, or can you separate yourself from?
Yeah, well, I was sort
Other
of just
people, you know?
myself
Okay.
on the live because it was. I would do TikTok live. I wouldn't really post TikToks.
Yeah.
I'd just pick my phone up. It started off with this girl called Katie. She's younger than me, so it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But I went live once. I got no viewers. I did a live with her. Well, about 40 viewers. I'm like, what the heck? This is crazy. And it started racking up. It got to 1.2 thousand viewers at a time. And
Wow.
I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
And I was just always be myself, and I think maybe that's what people liked about it because I was just saying whatever, not stuff that would get me banned. I would just, if they asked me questions, I'd answer it in like the way I actually thought. And then I started getting money from it, and I'm like, this is crazy. I remember screaming like Mum, I've just made £300 in one night.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh, I don't believe you. And so it takes 3 days for the money to come out of the account. I showed her, she's like, oh my gosh. Like, everyone was like, how has this happened?
Yeah.
I loved it a lot, but I also work, like, I do construction 5 days a week, so I haven't really got time to do it as much anymore. But when I did do it, and I was outside with people I was friends with, I was thinking, this is easy.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just speak to the live. People compliment you. Some people a bit horrible, but I sort of just blocked it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, well, it didn't change who I was at all, really.
That's good, yeah. And interesting you say you work on a construction site. Because do you realise you change yourself to working on a construction site? Because I feel like the stereotypes of working in a construction site is probably a lot of toxic masculinity. Not saying that there is, like, in your workplace,
but that's
but
like the stereotype.
that's the stereotypes. Do you see that happening?
Well, yeah, like, when I'm with my boss, shout out to Martin, by the way. He's my boss. He said he's going to watch this. I don't know if he will, but we don't really talk like how we would in front of a girl or anything. Like, we just say, like, stuff that builders would say. We say, like, weird stuff. Yeah. But it's between us, so we don't really care. But it's definitely different. Like, builders, the stereotype is sort of there, but it's not as bad as people think it is. We just, chat like boys together, lads,
Do Do you feel there's a level of pressure from being a man to show that you are a man? Do you feel like you need to act up in a certain way in front of people?
Or sometimes I think that I can't be too, like, you know, I can't say stuff that a girl would say, be all, like, feminine, because the girls might think, this guy's, like, weird, like, what's he doing? So sometimes you got to act cool and stuff. And it's not easy, like, sometimes you got to actually act cool, and it's quite hard because it's not who you are.
Yeah.
Unless you are cool, but, yeah, sometimes you've got to be someone that you're not, and that's quite hard.
Yeah.
But if you're being yourself, it's probably the best, because if a girl likes you for who you are, then you're sweet. You can just be yourself. But there is definitely a bit of pressure, because sometimes you aren't what the girl wants, so you've got to act to be how she wants it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
And what do you think a girl wants?
It's different on all girls. Girls want different things, but I mean, there's a song like "Nice Guys Finish Last," so loads of boys try to be, you know, bad, don't give a girl attention. But when you love a girl, it's quite hard to not give her attention, because you just love her so much.
Yeah.
So it's girls are confusing, very confusing. Like, there's so many things they like it when a guy's not nice to them, or some girls love it when they are nice. But when a girl likes a bad guy, it's just, I don't get how they like it. It's confusing, but you sort of do it anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, I do get that. I feel like there's so many people that say, oh, I want a bad boy, but then you really don't, because you don't want them to treat you badly.
Yeah,
you know, it's really difficult.
Next thing you know, it's on their Snapchat story, like, oh, this guy's treating me like shit, but like, they asked for it.
Yeah, but for some reason you end
like,
up
what do you
going
want? Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, no, I get you. Have you ever said the wrong girl's name when you're having sex?
Yeah. I was having sex with my ex-girlfriend, and I said my other ex-girlfriend's name, and she said, what? And I said, don't worry. And then that went past, and then I said it again. And
How did you say it again?
I don't know, I was just like so mesmerised because it was good sex. I'm like, oh, I don't even care. And actually, when I was having sex with a girl, I thought about Charlie D'Amelio, a TikToker, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I had a proper crush on her at one point. I shut my eyes and I was calling her name out, and I didn't even realise. She's like, what? She probably thought I was like gay because Charlie is sort of like a boy's name. And she was really confused, and then the sex stopped, and she just sat there reading until about 20 minutes. So I'm like, oh, that's great, isn't it? But yeah, I have.
Oh God! And it's never happened vice versa, where a girl said a different name.
No, actually, it hasn't. Which I do feel quite bad, because I've said it and she hasn't said it. So
Yeah.
yeah, no girl. I mean, girls don't really. The girls that I'm with, they don't really say much when they're having sex. But I would like if they did, because I think it's quite sexy when they say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, girls say it over online, like when they're sending videos of them, you know, doing stuff. They're like, like say daddy and shit like that. And I quite like it, but I feel like in a person, they wouldn't say it.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Because like you're together and it's a bit.
Would you have an open conversation with a partner about sex, or do you think it's like, oh my God, this is awkward, let's just have sex and that's it?
Yeah, I think if I was comfortable with the girl, and if I didn't care that much about her, and I just say whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
I have had it before where the girl I was really close with, I didn't want to talk about sex because I didn't want to ruin anything. But a girl that, like, say we were like friends with benefits, we would just talk about sex. It'd be so open because we're nothing more than friends with benefits. So I don't really care what she thinks of me. So that's when I'm open with a girl, friends with benefits. But when I'm like really like a girl, I don't want to say anything that she doesn't want. Yeah. And then it'll ruin my chance with her. So I guess it depends on how close we are. Yeah. But if you're open about it, then I don't know. I mean, a lot of girls are open about it with me, and I like it. So maybe you just got to shoot a shot, tell them what you like, and if they like it, then it's a bonus.
Yeah, no, definitely. If a girl had slept with the same number of people as you, would you call them a slag?
Yeah, I would.
Why?
Just because, well, I've had sex with 15 different girls, and I think 15 is quite a high number, and I'm not proud of it. Mm-hmm. So I think if they slept with 15 guys, I think this is what's bad about my personality, that I think it's alright if I do it, but when they do it, I don't think it is, and I think I do stop myself in my tracks, and I'm like, I've done the exact same, I can't be a hypocrite.
But why do you feel, but you said that you said that you feel bad for the amount of people you've slept with. Why do you...
Well, I feel like 15 girls is quite a high body count, and girls might be put off by it because they think this guy's probably just sleeping with me like all the other girls he slept with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really want a girl to not feel special because I've had sex with other girls.
Yeah.
Because when I generally mean like I'd like the girl, they might not believe it because of my body count. So,
but I think if you think that, right, a girl that slept with 15 guys is probably thinking the same thing as you.
Yeah.
And they don't want them to think that. I don't want a boy to think that I've just slept with these random people.
So do you think communication will be quite important there? We both talk about it, tell each other that.
Yeah, definitely. But I also don't think you need an opening conversation of being like, I've slept with 15 people. How many have you slept with?
Yeah, but that's
I
the thing.
generally think that... Yeah, but I generally think that... Obviously, if you're comfortable having that conversation, you need that conversation. But I don't think body count should matter.
No.
Like, if you've slept with 15 people, then you've slept with 15 people. As long as those 15 people, you've respected them and it's been consensual, then you take those 15 people, fine, because it's been good. But if there's any other reasons, then, maybe you should question your next pursuings. If that sounds dodgy, but do you know what I mean? Like, I just think if you feel shit about 15 people you've slept with, then a girl will probably be thinking it. Yeah,
I definitely think that it doesn't really matter about the body count because that one person could be way better than all the other people. So it's sort of, if I texted like 100 girls, and that one girl was different, it doesn't really matter about my other body count because I only like this one girl.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that'd be the same way I'm sure a woman will think.
Yeah.
And also, like, you've slept with 15 girls, but someone could have slept with one person but 15 times.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's still, like, probably more than 15 times if you're in a relationship and have only slept with one person. And you could have had sex with 15 girls but only once because they're all one night stands.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. It's a big conversation to have. But I feel like, as long as you're open to talking about it, and obviously you're open to talk about your opinion and why you think that. So, but as long as you're okay to hear about other people's opinions, then...
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean... I can't really judge because I don't want to be a hypocrite. So I just let them say what they want. And sometimes, the worst thing is getting jealous. Like, I hate getting jealous because when I am jealous, I sort of I make up a scenario in my head that they're probably kissing other boys and I get annoyed at them. And it's just like, it's the worst trait to have is to be jealous because you've sort of just got to think, I'm going to do what I should be doing. I'm going to be good. And if they're not doing it, then that's on them. I'm just going to be the best I can be and hope that they're doing the same. That's what my mum talked to me about, and she's a very wise woman. I mean, she has a husband, and they're very, they love each other, so I guess I just look up to her as well. Yeah,
definitely, as you should, and she's got very good advice. Do you use sex toys?
I have not, no.
Would you be interested in doing that?
What sex toys? What would a man use? Like a dick ring? Or is that
cock ring, or like would you use, let's say, a dildo in the bedroom on a girl? Would you use a vibrator?
If she asked me to use that, I'd be quite offended because I'd be like, I've got a dick right here, like, use this instead.
Yeah.
But
do you not realise that is empowering, like, that it will, like, let's say this bit of it.
That bit, yeah.
Right, yeah, so if you had a different toy that's smaller, I've got one around here somewhere.
This bit, guys.
Like, that and you going in them is probably the best.
You reckon that could fit?
Because that would be double. No, I'm not saying that end.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like a smaller vibrator.
Yeah, I think personally I could do what that can do. So I don't think I need that.
Okay.
I think that I'm just gonna do it without that.
Yeah.
And they all seem to enjoy it. I don't know, do girls fake orgasms? I think some girls do.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. But I heard girls fake orgasms, and I think if a girl faked an orgasm for me, and she told me, I'd be quite offended.
Yeah.
But
do you think, like, I feel like you can be offended, but there's a level of doing something about it, rather than being like, well, if I'm not good enough, I'll just run. You know?
Yeah, maybe improve on it.
I feel like you need to, because, you shouldn't feel offended because your dick is probably great. But
Ask my boys.
it's probably even better with someone. Why not have like two things going at once?
Yeah,
you know?
to be honest, I would love to see a girl. I would love to make them feel like how I feel.
Yeah.
So if it means me adding
Yeah.
a bit of like a smaller vibrator, I'll be completely fine doing that.
Yeah.
If they want it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could both enjoy it as much as each other. So
Yeah.
whatever they want. I mean, if it's a vibrator and me, fine. Because
Yeah.
they're pleasuring me without anything.
Yeah.
And if they need a little bit extra hand, then yeah, I'll get a vibrator and have fun.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, on that note, I have got you a gift. And I'm gonna, pace yourself. I'm gonna give you a mini bullet for the next one. So that is the vibrator for girls' pleasure. So you take it and enjoy it. But yeah, see how you get on.
Any girls hit me up.
Yeah.
This mini bullet will be in use.
Yeah, gift it if you're not going to use it.
No, I'll use this.
Perfect. Honestly, I think, go for it. Let me know how it goes.
I will.
They might be impressed. They'll be like, what are you doing down there?
What?
You're like, my hands are over here.
So how do I say I want to use it? Like, if I'm having sex, then do I say, is it okay if I use a vibrator? Like, what do I say? How do I introduce it into sex?
Yeah, I feel like you have a open conversation about it and see whether they're comfortable, because it might be that they're not comfortable using a vibrator.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure they're 100% comfortable. But yeah, I mean, use it to your advantage, because then they're going to think, wow, he knows what he's doing.
So you saying that I shouldn't tell them? Well, I should, but if I'm using it and they don't know, they'll think...
No, you should definitely tell them that you're probably going to use it.
But what happens if I don't and I think, wow, this guy... And she'll recommend me to her friends and stuff,
Yeah, but I think I would be more impressed that you've actually thought
about the girl.
Thought about the girl and thought a vibrator is useful rather than being offended that your dick isn't good enough.
Yeah, maybe if I got offended, she'd think, well, this guy's a bit soft, isn't he? So maybe if I be like, you know what, this is what you like, I'm going to go out my way and I'll use it for you, and then she'll probably like that more. You've helped me out here, thanks. I'm going to use this.
But in general terms, you're enough. You might not need it.
Yeah. Well,
but why not experience a bit?
If I ask and they say yeah, then maybe most girls might want to do it.
Yeah,
so,
maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't asked ever, but now I can ask.
Yeah.
And maybe if I asked all the other girls and I had this before, they all said yes, maybe they'll say no. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep it in your wallet, though, and whip out at every occasion.
Yeah. I mean, me and the boys on a Friday night, we might get up to stuff with this, I don't know.
Yeah.
You boys are ready
Sounds
for Friday?
Sounds like a good night. But this is Sonny, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on the show. If you would like to be a part of the show, please check out our website at www.dirtytalkofficial.com. We welcome all sexualities regardless of your sexual experience. If you would like to be an audience member only, please get in touch the same way. Like and subscribe on all social media platforms.